will now be recorded.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this regular meeting of the Vader City Council. It is March 18th, 2026. The time is 6:02 p.m. Roll call.
Jason Daly.
Here.
Nicole Hansen.
Here.
John Hart.
Here.
Mike Parsons.
Here.
Mayor Shy.
Here. We have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance. Please follow me a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mayor's report. TID Streets Grant, that bid solicitation is still posted. There will be a public bid opening at City Hall next week on March 26th at 2 p.m. So if folks are available and you want to come and watch that, you can. McMurphy Park Cultural Resources Survey. So the update from our archaeological consultants has been submitted to RCO, and now we're waiting on RCO for the reply regarding that new data. Water system receivership. We're waiting on Department of Health for the reply to our rebuttal to their first list of requests. But we're still moving forward with that. And we have a meeting with the county attorney regarding the transfer with them. Annexation, the county meeting will be tomorrow on March 19th to review the legal description and survey with the County Public Works. Wastewater plant, internet. So we're researching options that would provide more reliable service down there. Currently, the wastewater plant is still using CenturyLink, and as many people are aware, CenturyLink has issues with the reliability, and so that internet is necessary down there because our operator can do certain controls remotely with that. And so we're looking into maybe getting the Lewis County fiber system down there. But we'll keep you updated on that. Any council reports? No? Okay, moving on to agenda approval. I do not have any changes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the city council meeting agenda for March 18th, 2026 as written.
We have a motion on Mr. Daly to approve the agenda for March 18th. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second to Mr. Parsons. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the city council meeting minutes for March 4th, 2026.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly to approve the minutes. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Hurt. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Voucher approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the vouchers for the end of March 2026 for $11,479.34.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly to approve the vouchers as stated. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hanson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Special reports. Kristen Miller, Code Enforcement Staff Report.
Code enforcement, I did not have an opportunity this week to update a spreadsheet for you guys, so I will work on that and I can send it out in an email. There was, at the last meeting, the idea of a swap meet brought up as a fundraiser for the city. And I was wanting to ask council if you guys want us to look into that possibly during like the citywide garage sale or something. If you guys wanted us to move forward on that, we could do some research and see what we could do as far as what we could possibly bring in for some extra money to the city.
Swap meet. How is that
like vendors for May Day or the 4th of July, but it doesn't have to be things they make. It could be anything that they're wanting to sell. You guys can think on it and let me know.
And you mean like rent spots and that's how the city would make money on it, or?
Yeah, so kind of what we were thinking is normally we do the citywide garage sale.
Mhm.
And so Vader residents have a opportunity to participate, but others people might not. So if we rented like a 10 by 10 booth space and somebody could pay the city and then they could have their stuff set up that day, that might be a way to bring in some funds.
Yeah, I'd like to think about it.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to report to you guys is we had a resident ask about possibly getting electrical outlets on the light posts on A Street. And so we are looking into that. And then the final thing I needed to discuss with you all was the request from the citizen about the animal license late fees. I provided you all of that information in an email, and I need direction on you guys on how you'd like me to handle that.
So I read through the materials and I think my gut reaction is that in the discrepancies in the dates, the city did make an error, which I think can cause confusion. However, even with the later date, this situation would still be late. So this resident would still be late. So I sort of feel like we made an error, they made an error. Maybe we split the late fees and consider it a 1 month late instead of a 2 month late. So do 15 per animal. That was my first thought.
I'm always good with a good compromise if that's something that can be worked out. That sounds like a great solution.
Okay, Mr. Parsons, Mr. Hurt?
For me, I'm just thinking, is the dog licensing really worth it? And I guess we make $500 on it a year, about that, $525 or something like that. And I don't know, it's just, to me, it's just another thing that people have to register their dogs, and most people have chips on their dogs. So if that's the main reason for it, is to be able to locate the owner of the dogs, people can get a chip on their dog and locate it themselves. So I think I'm kind of thinking just to not have any dog licensing.
If you find a dog that has a chip, you're not able to find its owner because you can't just call the city and find the owner.
Well, that's if the dog has the tag on it from the chip or from the city.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to consider this two different issues. I think Mike's proposing we consider change the city ordinances, which if we want to change the city ordinance about dog licensing, I think that's a separate agenda item, because right now we do have an ordinance where people have to pay for a dog license. So I think today we're talking about how we're going to deal with this resident. And I think it's fair if we want to have a different item to consider changing the city ordinance if that's important to everyone.
You know, you always make things right.
So orderly.
All right, well, that sounds like the consensus is to compromise on the dog license fees with this resident. So we can do that. Anything else on the staff report?
Nope, I'm all done, thank you.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? What's the plugins for that is needed for the A Street?
currently, anytime we have events over there, we have to ask residents of A Street to use their power outlets. And so if we can put power into the lights, then the city can take care of their own.
The little lock boxes. Perfect. I understand now because of May Day and all that stuff, because we always had to run power somewhere or generators or.
And holiday, during holidays.
Great idea.
Lights up and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. All right, moving on to the next special report. Ms. Moorhead from the Small Business Association.
Yes. Is it okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I am Tana Moorhead with the Small Business Administration. We are here deployed to Washington State in several counties. Maybe you can sit down.
Thank you.
In several counties, with this county being under the declaration, we are assisting disaster survivors who were impacted by the storm that took place December 5th through the 22nd. And this was severe winter storms. We actually, with our disaster loan program, offer homeowners, renters, and small businesses a low interest loan so that they can repair, replace, or rebuild any damaged property. Businesses can also be eligible for economic injury. So if they lost revenue and they're not able to pay any of their financial obligations because of the disaster, then they can apply for an economic injury disaster loan for our program to recover. So we have centers set up. We do have one in Packwood that is actually currently in operation. We have several pop-ups that we are, that is on an itinerant schedule. Hopefully we can maybe get something here if there is a need here. But I'd like to ask if there's possibility to publish our information on your website or social media pages, if that's possible. Thank you. If there is an interest, I can return here to do a presentation to give you more in-depth information. You might not have been impacted, but someone you may know, or neighbor in Packwood or any of the areas that were declared. And then lastly, I'm available, to participate and speak at any events that you may know of, or if you have an organization where you'd like to learn more about our disaster loan program. There is disaster preparedness because we don't want people to wait until a disaster happens to scramble and find out what to do, but have you prepared so you'll know that you have a resource in the event, God forbid, another disaster takes place and you're franticking. So I appreciate and thank you for this opportunity, and I'll stick around just in case someone has any questions, what have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Public comment. Any public comment on agenda related items tonight? Okay, moving on to city business, item number 1. Council to consider nominations for the vacant city council position 5. We still have one applicant. It was recently featured, the vacancy was recently featured in the Chronicle newspaper. And so we're still waiting on any other interest. We don't need to have this position filled until, well, I would say by the end of April, certainly. And so if council wants to wait, we can do that, or we can move forward with the one applicant. Any suggestions tonight?
I think since we just featured it, we should at least give that some time to generate some response.
Okay. Any other council input on that tonight? Need a little crickets.
Trying to find my mute button. Sorry. I agree with Jason. Let's just postpone.
Okay. If that's a consensus, we can absolutely table it. It's always good to give people time to find out. Okay.
Not that we do not appreciate the person that
No, that's
has put in. I want to make that very clear.
we always give it lots of time. All right, well then moving on to item number 2, council to consider ordinance 03-2026, revise the minimum density requirements in R1 zone. Our city planner, Mr. James Eager, is here. Good evening.
Good evening. Glad to be here.
We did just provide this to you at the last meeting with some discussion. Planning committee's already been around on this. James, would you like to give a summary and any other information before we move forward?
Sure. Just briefly, this is just the first step in several that I think are going to come council's way this year regarding the development regulations. And this one in particular was singled out just because it has to do with an outstanding development application. Yeah, I'm here if you have any questions about exactly what's happening with this code update, and if you have any questions about what's kind of happening in the future, I can try to answer those best as I can. But this one's pretty brief, pretty straightforward, so yeah.
Council, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Well, then I'd like to make a
Make a
motion.
motion that we approve.
Go for it.
Go ahead and forward, Mr.
That we,
Parson.
that we approve ordinance 03-2026, revised minimum density requirements for R1 zone.
The motion from Mr. Parsons to approve ordinance 03-2026. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Hurd. Any other discussion on this? All right. All those in favor of approving ordinance 03-2026, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you, James.
Yep, thanks.
Council, discuss the sewer rate breakdown. Ms. Miller, would you discuss this?
So when you guys approved the sewer rates for 2026 at the end of last year, you approved certain amounts and there was a breakdown provided to you guys in a spreadsheet. When we entered those numbers into our billing system, the total numbers stayed the same. However, the breakdown between tax and the actual amount was different. So I'm asking council to review this and see that the total number hasn't changed, but ask you guys to approve the breakdown difference.
This came out of the most recent audit, correct? It's kind of what highlighted that, brought it to our attention.
I don't want it to be brought to attention in a future audit, which is why I would like council approval now.
Because we started digging into some of the audit items, we saw this. So in a nutshell, the amount is correct. We just associated the rate and the tax ratio differently.
So what is the purple new and the yellow old, or vice versa?
The purple is what you guys had previously approved. The yellow is what I'm asking you to approve now. There's the colors, Jason, I think.
And do we actually need to approve it? Or, I mean, since the totals didn't change, this is a 3% increase. Do we actually need to approve it, or are we just saying that we've seen it? I mean,
we're asking for approval just so that if an auditor was to bring it up in future audits, we would have the correct documentation for them.
So make a motion that we approve changing the sewer rates to the correct rates.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly. Do we have a second?
second.
Hanson. I know this is kind of an obscure item, but we're just trying to make sure.
No, I'm glad that we're doing the records correctly. It's just kind of comical.
Any other discussion on this topic? All right, all those in favor of approving the sewer rate breakdown, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Aye.
Oh, I thought I heard 2 ayes earlier. Thank you.
I can't hear any. Oh, there.
Mr. Parsons, how do we sound?
Better. I can hear you now.
Okay, and I'm assuming your
It's
aye
cutting
was in
Correct.
support of the sewer rate breakdown. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, we're moving on to item number 3, council to discuss code enforcement procedures. So one of the things to discuss would be if we do have code enforcement actions against a property, and if fines are accruing, how much do we let accrue before we take some kind of legal action? And so we were talking to our attorney, and she would be available at our next meeting to address council's concerns on that. So we'll wait for Mr. Parsons here in a minute. So for instance, I know one of the things to consider would be, obviously, if we are going to take code or legal action against a property, we don't want to wait. We don't want it to only be $1,000. Our attorney costs are going to be more than that. So we would need to wait long enough for fines to accrue enough to cover both the attorney's cost and for perhaps the actual cost to clean up a property if we had to hire somebody to do it. So council in support of waiting until the next council meeting when our attorney can be present to answer your questions on that.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so do I, Joe. I think that we should be talking to the attorney about it to find out what her costs would be. Because some of these could go really sky high in fines without having a cap.
Right.
Yeah, and I only think the nuance I would like to make is that at whatever number that is, council has the right to begin
Change it.
legal enforcement, not that we're required to bring legal enforcement. I would hate for us to be in a situation where we had too many legal fees because we had too many properties fall into arrears at the same time. So I think it would just, it's like a minor nuance that at that cap or at that level, we would have the right to vote to take the next step. Maybe.
Yep. Okay. Well, that sounds great. We'll make sure to talk to Ms. Robertson and get her at our next meeting. Just want to make a note that Mr. Parsons does seem to have left the meeting. So, but we still do have a quorum. Moving on to item number 5, council to, oh, he's back. Council to consider, hello, Mr. Parsons.
You still can't find the mute button.
Hello,
Kick me off, okay?
All right, no, you're back. We've moved on to item number 5, council to consider the May Day event application. As in previous years, the city supports the May Day committee and their efforts to have that festival. Chris, would you like to talk about their application?
So in the application at the end of it, I listed the request that the May Day Committee has of City Council. They're asking to use a free dumpster provided by LeMay. They're asking to borrow the road closure, the road barricades for closing the roads for the parade route and safety cones. They're asking to not have to pay the fee for the park. And they're asking for the use of the small city garbage cans.
All things they've asked for in the past, so.
And we do make a conditions of use form for them to fill out, but if anything was to not be returned or broken, they would need to replace it by a certain time.
I'm fine with all of the. Okay.
One at a time.
Mike, go ahead.
I was just making a motion that we approve their request.
We have a motion from Mr. Parsons to approve the Mayday application.
I'll remember that, Joe.
It was accidental. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second on Mr. Daly. Discussion, Ms. Hanson, you were saying?
I just had a question about the insurance line item on this, so we can continue with this. We can approve this motion, and then I just have a question about the insurance item.
Okay. Any other discussion on the motion then? All those in favor of approving the Mayday event application, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
So my question is, do you have or will you need insurance? And the answer is yes. My comment is just that is very confusing. It is unclear if they have or if they need insurance. And so it sort of feels like maybe we just need to look at this form in the future so we have clear understanding because, oh, I guess it says if yes, state the amount. Never mind. Sorry, I read that twice and missed it. We're good. So this means they already have insurance. Sorry, folks.
Oh, that was confusing.
I read this twice today and didn't quite pick it up, so I apologize, guys. It answered itself.
Great. Yeah, and just for everyone's information, whenever there's a large event like this in the city, there's always insurance. Sometimes, like 4th of July, there's multiple insurance policies involved. So,
okay, wait, I'm going to back up, Joe. I think my question stands.
Excellent.
It says, do you have or will you need insurance? And their answer is yes. And it says, if yes, state the amount. So they've stated the amount. But it is unclear from this question if they have or if they will need insurance. So I don't know if they're saying, yes, we already have $1 million worth of general liability insurance, or if they're saying, yes, we will need $1 million of liability insurance.
Okay, we can take a look at that verbiage on there and make sure it's a little bit more clear.
Cool, thank you.
Yep. Item number 6, council to discuss replacing printed meeting packets with tablets and digital documents. One of the things the staff and some of the council members have brought up is that some of these documents we get are, some of our council packets are very large. We'll go through a ream and a half of paper just for one meeting. And so the idea was perhaps we could get 10-inch tablets for everybody and put the council packets on there. And so we would have a printed agenda only, and then all the documents would be preloaded on a tablet for you during the meeting. Some of you have already mentioned that you thought this was an interesting idea, so we've decided to put it on here as a discussion topic.
Have we figured out the cost?
Yeah, we were looking at some nicer tablets, and they were about $120 a piece.
And how much is a box of paper, Kristen?
$46 to $47, and that's 10 reams in it.
Yeah.
So the return on investment would be a little while.
I'm not real technical savvy, but I have a laptop that I could bring. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we'd rather the council not use their personal
Right.
devices. It's just cumbersome, and so sticking with paper would just be the easier thing to do. But a lot of times council barely looks at it or doesn't need to because they've already referenced it in their email the days before. And so it seems kind of redundant to print it out.
On the way out.
Yep.
So I'm not oh, go ahead, Mike.
I think the agenda, and then all the forms we pull up on our cell phones even.
Good. I mean, we were thinking a tablet would be nicer because it'd be larger and more suitable for reading versus someone's small phone.
Planning commission uses it as well.
Ms. Hanson, you were saying?
So I guess I'm not fundamentally opposed, right? So I'm willing to consider it. I don't know that we're ready to vote on it now, but maybe something clear that we can look at about what the total cost would be, what we're getting. We can make a decision then if we think it's a good idea to purchase them or maybe purchase a couple. I'm in favor of just having the agenda printed and nothing else. I read everything before I come to the meeting. So I think it's reasonable that we start talking about saving paper. As Mike said, I don't think we really read it and when we're sitting there. So maybe our first step is just having agendas printed and also having more detail on this item. I did talk to the staff about this previously, and it was pointed out to me that we're going to need to be looking at maps often as we get development applications and as we get UGA information. And so, I'm willing to continue the conversation, but I'm definitely not ready to vote on it today.
Okay. We can, well, I think everyone knows what a 10-inch tablet looks like nowadays, so probably don't need to print that on a bunch of paper and give it to you. So definitely think about it. It wouldn't be just, it would be the council, obviously planning committee and Parks Board could utilize them as well. And so there could be quite a bit of paper saved.
So can I just clarify? So would this be a purchase of 5 tablets that like you're saying, every group would use, the commissions would use as well?
That's correct. Yeah. So we'd have 5 tablets, and before the council meeting or the planning committee or Parks Board, staff would just pull up the PDF on each one of them for the packet, and then it would just be ready to go with a button click for the committee member. They would just be able to scroll through it and look.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this? Mr. Parsons, you said you liked the idea?
Yeah, I like the idea. I just don't want to, I don't, seems like every time I buy a tablet, it's $500 or something. So.
You gotta have
buying them at the wrong spot.
You gotta have Kristen shop around for you. Oh, joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, with these particular tablets, I mean, they're going to be fine, but obviously we're not going to be watching movies and don't need high-end audio, and we don't need cell phone capability and things like that. And so you start stripping some of those features out and you can get a much more affordable device.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion on tablets tonight?
I'm curious what council thinks of just having the agenda printed starting next meeting.
Council?
Because I'm not there, but don't print it for me.
I get it all on my email. Go through it.
Yeah.
I draw pictures on these.
I know, you like to draw, take notes.
It's your color.
Okay, well, we can do that at the next meeting then. We'll try it out.
Yeah, we reserve the right to change our minds.
Yes, you do. Okay, then. Well, if there's no other discussion on this matter, we'll move on to public comment on any general items at all. Any public comment tonight? Okay. Any? Oh.
Nope, it's too late.
No, I didn't say anything.
Ms. Radcliffe.
I would just like to thank the planning committee and the council and the city, well, not Mike, but the rest of you, for getting this revision, this ordinance through, that it helped us in having larger lots and seeing the value in having a little bit more space for city lots and for people to have homes on. So that's all. I just wanted to say thank you for putting that through.
Thank you.
I did have one question though. Doesn't that have to take a while before it actually takes effect?
We'll put it in the newspaper and it's 7 or 15 days, something like that. But I mean, if you wanted to submit your application. I mean, it's already approved, so. Fine.
Hold on, I'm trying to get myself back up off the floor. I fell.
I wasn't thanking you, Mike. Thank
no.
you, I did it.
Of course not, because I'm the one that made the motion, but never mind. Yeah.
Don't worry, Mr. Parsons. Ms. Miller will make sure the minutes accurately reflect the high praise from Ms. Radcliffe. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
any other public comment tonight?
I have one comment.
Mr. Service?
I realize that the council is considering the golf cart ordinance, I guess what it is. I just wanted to add just my 2 cents on it. If you guys are considering that, I would ask that you go as simple as possible with it. For instance, not 500 line items and requirements for golf carts, you know. It could be something super simple. I saw some of the stuff that I initially turned in was like, you know, blinkers and headlights and all these things. And that's a pretty considerable cost for a lot of people, and some know how to get those things on. So my intent was to be able to allow people to lawfully drive golf carts around, not necessarily to, you know, make them all totally street legal. So even if we have to withdraw the whole ordinance, I don't know. I just don't want it to be so complicated that it starts to, you know, get out of hand and wacky and, you know, go against the entire purpose of it, which was accessibility rather than, you know, exclusivity. So
I think one of our main issues with the whole golf cart thing is the highway running through the middle of the city. And I think that's where a lot of us have problems because it's got to go across, a lot of them, it's got to go across there. They've got to deal with traffic, so.
right. Understood.
Thank you.
Can I, so then also since I live on 7th, there's so many electric bicycles. So they're up and down constantly. There's no ordinance whether they can be on the road or not. And I've got electric bikes all summer long.
Yeah.
Running on 7th. So, you know, I'm kind of like, they're kind of in the same, just 2 more wheels.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're yeah.
It's a whole different class of vehicle though.
Right, but I mean, so you're like, you don't want them on 7th, do we not want bikes on 7th? I think you need to cross between, I know, but they're like crossing and right, they're all over the place.
They're legal with the state of Washington. There's nothing.
All right, thank you for that input. Any other public comment tonight? Mr. Notch?
Yeah, for the Economic Alliance, they have an AI conference free to the public. You just have to register. It's at the Centralia College from 3 to 5, I think, on the 25th, which is next week. So it's still open, as far as I know. So it's going to be a good thing for folks to get a taste of that.
Right.
A taste of AI?
And what it's going to do, or already doing that you don't realize it's doing.
So it's the
I've been diving into it lately.
Chamber of Commerce AI conference at Centralia College. Economic Alliance, excuse me. Economic Alliance AI conference at Centralia College next week on the 25th from 3 to 5. All right. Other public comment tonight?
Is there going to be any Zoom for that AI thing?
No.
No, he says.
Okay.
The 25th, what day is that?
It's a Wednesday.
That was a Thursday.
That's what's today.
It's a Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday, yeah.
Awesome.
Should have known that. Okay. All right. Any elected official comment tonight? Three, two, one. Hearing none, this meeting's adjourned at 6:41 PM. Thank you, everybody.